recently did publish an article using a large language model-based natural language processing framework to extract headache frequency information from free text clinical note. So natural language processing is a subfield in artificial intelligence that focus on the studies of human language. And with analyzing human language, we can perform several different tasks. So for example, analyzing the sentiment of a sentence or extracting key information by understanding the sentence. I think this is particularly important in the headache field because for headache disorders such as migraine or cluster headache or other headache disorders, the diagnosis or evaluation of treatment outcome rely on kind of human natural language descriptions. So it relies on doctors asking patients, what are your symptoms and how many days of headache do you have, or how are you doing with your headache? So we don't rely on any laboratory testing or images to kind of diagnose a primary headache disorder. So that's why the important outcome measure, so specifically in this case, is headache frequency, like how many days a patient experienced headache a month. So currently that is the most important measure to evaluate how severe the severity of the headache and whether someone have improvement from a preventive treatment. So let's say before they started treatment, the headache frequency was 20 days per month. And after they started a preventive medication, the headache frequency was down to 5 days a month. So currently, that is one of the most commonly used measure to evaluate whether someone have an improvement from a medication. So all those information cannot be found through like a lab result or diagnosis code or image study. So those are documented in free text in the clinician's notes. So like a clinician would write down or type down, the symptoms and the outcomes and the headache frequency in free note as free text in clinical notes. So when we do studies based on electronic health record data, we can easily extract like diagnosis code or laboratory tests or image tests. However, the free text might be difficult to extract at a large scale. So previously, we have to rely on chart review to extract those outcomes. However, chart review can be very labor intensive and can also be inaccurate at times. So therefore, we wanted to develop a natural language processing framework to extract headache frequency from free text clinical note. And that was the goal of this study. So recently, there's also a lot of advances in the AI field, specifically using large language models, like ChatGPT is a type of large language model. Using large language model has several benefits. So for example, it has good understanding of human natural language and also kind of reasoning and also kind of improve accuracy a lot of times to extract information from free text clinical note. So in our particular study, we use GPT-2 based large language model. GPT-2 is the type of large language model we use. And the reason that we did that was because it is an open source model that we can download locally and kind of use our EHR information in it without the concern of uploading patient information to a third party, like directly into ChatGPT. So we did not do that. So we use this open source model and fine-tune it locally to develop this natural language processing framework. So in this particular study, we did tested several different types of frameworks. So we did test for a natural language processing framework called Clinical BERT. That is a kind of more standard or kind of traditional language model that we use. We also tested 3 different GPT-2 based model, including question answering framework or generative models. So we compared 4 different frameworks in this particular study. And then we found that when we use a GPT-2 based model, but a generative model that was fine-tuned on our free text clinical note, that could yield to the best results. So the model that we developed had pretty high accuracy. to extract headache frequency from clinical notes. So that means that when we apply this model to like thousands of clinical notes, the model accuracy was close to 90%, that it was able to extract headache frequency from those free text clinical notes. So I think this is a very exciting tool, because previously we need to have people that read through kind of thousands of notes to extract headache frequency or other information from free text. But using this advanced AI technologies or advanced AI framework, we could easily extract a large amount of information in a very short period of time. So I think that is why this is so exciting. Currently, this tool is mainly designed for research purposes. Like we wanted to, when we extract all the clinical notes, and we can apply this machine learning or this natural language processing model to extract information from free text. So clinically, currently this is used for research purposes, because we want to massively extract headache frequency from a lot of patients that we're seeing at our kind of hospital system for research purposes. However, we also made this code open source. So this code is currently available open source on a platform called GitHub. So for any researchers that might be interested in this model, we are happy to collaborate with you, and they can go on to this website and download this model and test the performance kind of in their local environment, in their clinical notes. So yeah, we made this code open source because we want to facilitate research in the headache field. So we want a lot of people to use it, to test it out, and then we will be happy to work with anyone that are interested in collaboration, because I think this is such a useful tool that can extract this very important key outcome, kind of headache frequency, or how many days someone experiences headache per month. And that would facilitate a lot of research worldwide. So currently this code is open source that any researchers can download.